What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So I've got 15 fragrances for you this time. 15 to jump right on into spring weather. We've got some designers, we've got some niche, we've got some affordable niche, some expensive niche, some cheap designers, some slightly more expensive designers. We've got some cheapies for sure. We've got some variety here is basically what it comes down to. I would like to think there's something for everyone if you're looking for something that's very suitable for the upcoming season that we're spinning right on into, which is springtime. Days are starting to warm up, milder, cooler days, but we start getting some more heat and sunny weather. So let's discuss these 15, shall we? Stay tuned. First is kind of underappreciated, and with the new Eau de Parfum flanker recently being announced, I felt like something like Bulgary Port needs some love. This is basically a better version of Mont Blanc Star Walker. What do I mean? It has the green facets to it, while still having that watery, fresh side. Now, I'm not saying it smells like Versace Mano Fresh, a little bit of the element to it, because Star Walker smells closer to Mano Fresh, but the green elements, that bamboo note, things like that, you get a zesty, fresh, airy, and watery citrus green combo here with a little bit of woods and clean musk. It is nothing super unique, but it's very fresh, everyday masculine. That is just enjoyable. It's actually a solid performer, kind of falls in that 6 to 8 hour range in longevity for me, and it's one worth checking out. You can get around $50 for a 50 ml. Again, that's Bulgari Port. Now, as far as some affordable niche that has high-level versatility but definitely makes me feel like springtime weather is what it's best suited for, is Vetiver Sensuel from Mancera. This is my 60 ml, one of the few, actually the only 60 ml bottle that I have from the brand. Citric, fruity, but not too sweet. Has a slightly earthy, a little smoky, very woody dominant type of vetiver smell to this little hint of florals and some musk, but it's really about the vetiver, as the name would indicate. Nothing challenging here. Great everyday wear with really good performance. Has a decent quality to it. I wouldn't call it the highest quality of vetivers, even in this video, let alone out there as far as entry-level niche, but some really good stuff that you can get away with wearing every day. No mistaking, this is a clear-cut men's fragrance that I think you can wear year-round, but very much suits the spring weather. It's Mancera's Vetiver Sensuel. Metallic, aquatic, fresh, and very green, without being super spicy, would be Azzaro's Chrome Eau de Parfum. This has kind of become my favorite chrome flanker. Little by little, it has slowly taken over. It reminds me very much of Acqua di Gio Profondo Lights, which I still think is the best smelling Acqua di Gio for my money. Very green while still being aquatic. Hence what we have here, but has that kind of metallic feel that the chrome DNA is known for. This smells so good. I need to get this on my rotation sooner than later. It smells that good. I have so many fragrances. It's hard to get stuff in and out, but smelling this really makes me want to wear it. Another one that's well above average without being a beast in longevity, kind of in that 6 to 8 hour range. For me, it's my favorite. It's my favorite chrome flanker, and it's very spring forward with the green elements. And this is Azzaro Chrome Eau de Parfum. One of the best you can get for under 50 bucks. 100 ml bottle will run you around 40 bucks these days. Great performer on me, around 8 hours. Pretty good projection. Kind of a blue that'll remind you with elements of other blues that kind of makes its own way at the same time. It is Salvatore Ferragamo's Aqua Essenziale Blue. One of my favorite fragrances of all time. This is beautiful. Like I said before, performs really great on me. A lot of lavender that doesn't come across really soapy. Powdery sweet tonka bean with a light citrus tone at the top. An earthy green feel from some cypriol oil, a little bit of woods. There's a touch of ambroxan here. It's good stuff. It's a more aromatic and powdery sweet blue fragrance. You got to like powdery fragrances to enjoy this one. But if you like stuff like that, it's one of the better ones that I've ever smelled. Good stuff. Has a nice fresh spicy accord that's not too spicy and again not too powdery and sweet at the same time. Blend pretty well in my opinion. Definitely a great option for the spring. It's Ferragamo Aqua Essenziale Blue. Super bright citrus, fresh pink peppercorn that gives a little bit of an aromatic sweet, lightly spiced tone with a hint of musk and some greens. We're talking about Mind Games Vieri. This is one of the more pricey fragrances here in this recommendation. I just got this bottle recently and very, very much enjoy it. I wore it this past week. This is great. Citron. So bright, zesty, fresh, and watery. type of citrus. Again, fresh greens, clean musk, and the pink peppercorn really shines in this one. It gives that hint of sweetness that pink pepper is known for. Beautiful fragrance. Great performer for what it is, especially for how fresh it actually is. Get out and try this one. Go to Neiman's, places like that. Get your nose on it. Buy a sample. Try this one for yourself. I did try it out of a discovery set first, and it was my favorite of the woody olfactive discovery set that they have. It's perfect for the springtime. It's Mind Games, Vieri. This was a cheapie recommendation by some subscribers of mine in a live chat when I was doing some shopping on FragranceNet. I'm literally wearing it right now. It is Lalique Equus Pour Homme. This is the Eau de Parfum version. Has the horse in the back. Apparently there's a version with a lion as well. But this is the Eau de Parfum. The easiest way I can describe this, very, very fresh and airy. Super peppery, even though it's cardamom listed. It smells like black pepper and some sort of red pepper. Peppery. Fresh and peppery. My kind of style here. It's crazy to me that there's no pepper of any kind in here. That that's just cardamom. Maybe the note breakdown I've seen is incorrect. Who knows? Very, very peppery stuff. I know I keep saying peppery because it's like that. Performance, I would say in the average range. I've been clocking it around 6 hours. I'm technically due for a refresh. I've had it on for about 7 hours. Faint. I don't have it on my arms because I did a live stream spray and other things earlier. Just had a few sprays on my neck. I can't smell it anymore. I'm not saying it's not there. I just have no way of smelling it. I would have to get up close to skin. So it's pretty faint at this point. So I would call it around 6 hours for this one. Paid a little over 20 bucks. Cheapy gem kind of stuff here. And the way the scent profile comes across to me, built for the spring. Because you get some denser elements from all this peppered spice I was talking about with airy freshness. It's for those warmer days. I think hyper versatile for guys. This is a cheapy gem for the spring. And that's Lalique Equus Pour Homme. This is the Eau de Parfum. One of the greatest fragrances of all time. Yeah, I said it. This is my favorite Nishane fragrance still, after all the ones I've tried. This is Wulong Cha. Bright, vibrant citrus, watery, herbal green. There's a little fruitiness to it. You get fig, you get tea. Man, this is good. It's nice and watery, woodsy, musky. There's a lot going on here, and it performs really well. An easy 9 to 10 hour fragrance on my skin. That is so good. That is so good. This is one of the better citrus green fragrances I've ever put my nose on. This is a strong recommendation on this channel. Has been for a few years now. There's never a situation when this is bad in the springtime. Dressed up, dressed down, casual, daytime, work, evenings out, whatever. It works. This is a great fragrance that lasts. I haven't tried the X Flanker. I know somebody's going to ask. No, I haven't tried it yet. I would love to get my nose on it at some point. I will get my nose on it at some point. But for now, Wulong Cha, the original, masterfully done when it comes to fresh and green. And it's Nishane's Wulong Cha. Kind of like greenly mixed with a little bit of Sauvage. Nobody really gives this one any love. It's pretty good. I bought it on a whim. It's Mercedes-Benz Ultimate. Cypress, cedar leaf, as well as Virginia cedar. I forgot what fruitiness is in here, but it's a very green and woody aromatic fragrance. Does remind me of elements of greenly. I do smell a little bit of an ambroxan feel, but very, very woodsy overall. That is the main accord here. It's a very woody-based fragrance. I believe it's a little bit of apple, a little minty fresh. I believe it's the cypress note, gives that minty green tone. Might even be a mint note, but it's a little minty fresh, super green and incredibly woody. That's the main takeaways for me. Good performer too, 6 to 8 hour range, kind of surprised me. I expected it to be a little bit weaker than 8 hours, but it falls in that like 7 hour range roughly. And it's one that can be had. I paid 60 bucks for this 4 ounce from FragranceNet a while back. I felt like it was a good enough price. Yes, most of the time Mercedes fragrances are going to be a little bit cheaper than that, but that's up to you if you want to get your nose on it and try it for yourself first, or blind buy it, buy at your own risk. But I like it. If you like green woody fragrances, you'll probably enjoy this. The quality's decent. It does lean a little on the synthetic side. Mercedes puts out really good fragrances. What can I say? I think this one's ideal for the springtime. It's Mercedes-Benz Ultimate. Bright citrus, blonde woods, very clean musk. That is the way I would describe Zaharoff's signature Royale X. Royale X is my favorite of the 3 versions of Royale because it's the happy medium. You get some musky tones. You get the blonde wood, sandalwood, and myrrh and everything from the originals. Toned back a little bit, but still there. The citruses are enhanced. It doesn't have much of an animalic feel. Like I said, very clean fragrance, but it's a higher concentration. So it has this sea eyes that's pretty thick and lingers. I've had most notably a lady stop us in the grocery store at Walmart on the soda aisle and asked permission for my wife to compliment me because she didn't want to come across as too forward. That was funny. I'll never forget that. And it was this fragrance. You never know if and when you're going to get a compliment with a fragrance, but that was a noteworthy one that was very funny in the situation, made it memorable, hence why I'm giving the example here. This is one I would encourage you to try. You can get samples from the website for just a few dollars. Try this one. If you're looking for a very versatile, everyday wear that's great for the spring, literally can be a signature scent for you, but I think it's better suited for the spring because of that fresh, clean, musky citrus combination. You're going to want to check out Zaharoff Signature Royale X. One of the best designer releases of 2023 that got pretty affordable pretty quickly. Now, it's not crazy special, it's not overly complex and rich, but it is beautifully fresh vetiver, a little smoky, sweet geranium, and very watery. It's L'Odyssey Vetiver from Issey Miyake. This is probably my favorite Issey Miyake L'Odyssey flanker. I was wondering when it was going to focus. There we go. This is really good. I paid around $50 last year for this 100 ml, like 2 months after it released. So it got pretty affordable pretty quickly. Again, it's on the more generic side because nothing special, like literally a sweet geranium, watery accord, woody vetiver with a hint of smokiness that gives a little bit of an earthy tone, but not much because there's so much freshness from this watery accord, these aquatic notes that they put in here. It's a great everyday fragrance, but I think the springtime is where it suits it best because it's a little dense because of the geranium and the vetiver, whereas those watery notes really brighten this thing up. So I think it transitions well all the way across from spring, summer to fall, but I think spring is the most ideal setting as far as seasons for this one. This is such an underappreciated fragrance. I know there's several of you watching this that have gotten your nose on it and probably agree with me. And for those of you that haven't tried it, I don't know how easy it would be to get a sample, but get out and try this one if it sounds interesting, because I think it's actually much more interesting when you smell it than how it sounds in description. Beautiful for the spring is Issey Miyake L'Odyssey Pour Homme Vetiver. Now, I don't know how many of you enjoy Dolce & Gabbana K. The EDT, the Eau de Parfum, I haven't tried the Parfum yet, or Roja Sloan. I would relate this more to Roja Sloan with the added complexity. Coach Open Road even has a little bit of this DNA, but Arabian Oud, Arabian Night Silver, is the best of the bunch. I would put it in that family of scent profile, but this is the best of the bunch. You're going to pay a little over $100 from discounters online. The quality and the performance is superior to all the fragrances I listed while having a similar scent profile and DNA to them. Basically comes down to bright juniper, very aromatic, a little green and woodsy, very much a blue fragrance at its core, sweetness and minty tones from some geranium. I don't remember the exact notes, but it smells like that DNA, that similar DNA. A little bit of musk and woods kind of as it dries down. This is a good one. Man, this is a good one. It really is. It's a great everyday wear. Easy to get into, designer-like niche fragrance is kind of how you can look at it, because it's a very mass appealing, done before scent profile, but done right. I think the best of the bunch. If you like any of those fragrances I mentioned, any of the Dolce & Gabbana K's, Coach Open Road, Roja Sloan, if you like anything about any of those fragrances, you're going to love this one because it takes what's good about those and improves it. Higher quality oils, you're going to spend the most of the bunch, but you're going to get the most of the bunch. This is beautiful, and I think spring's the ideal season for this one. It's Arabian Oud's Arabian Night Silver. A very up and down fragrance released last year that some people didn't like, some people swear by. It is YSL Myself. This is a good one for spring. It's got a little bit of density for what it is. It's actually quite nice. The more I spray it, the more I like it. That continues to be the narrative of this fragrance. It's based around orange blossom, a little bit of citrus. I do get a woody, slightly musky nuance to it, even though that's not distinctively the notes, if I remember correctly. It's actually really good, guys. It's kind of a blue fragrance at its core. It reminds me of what I would think the typical blue would come across as, but at the same time, I can't say this smells like that fragrance or that fragrance. It's kind of its own thing. Because I've had people say it's generic. I had one person, my apologies, if you're watching this, please sound off in the comments, say, Ross, I figured out what myself smells like. It smells like walking into one of those perfume stores at the mall or at an outlet mall, for example, and that smell when you walk by from all these different fragrances being sprayed inside that room, inside that store, and that smell of that crazy mixed mass appealing sillage, because usually a bunch of, crowd pleasing scents that just kind of get mixed together. He said, that's what I think myself smells like. And you know what? I can't argue that point. Kind of makes sense. So if anything about that sounds appealing to you or just interesting enough to want to try, get out to a department store and try this. You might end up loving this fragrance. And it's great for the spring. I think it's built for this because a little bit of density with plenty of freshness. YSL myself. Still my favorite Vetiver fragrance that I only wear in the springtime. It's very green, woody, fresh, citric, fruity, musky, floral. There's so much going on. Roja Dove uses a lot of oils to make his blends. This is Roja Parfums Vetiver Parfum Cologne. I only wear this one a few times in the spring every year. This has been my favorite Vetiver-based fragrance for a long, long time. This is so good. This was one of the few that I latched on to that were based around Vetiver for years. I've just recently grown to really enjoy Vetiver. It took time. My palate had to adjust. Only fresher ones seem to work for me, and this is on the fresher side. It's not really all that earthy. Oh, but it's quality. Such great quality from this fragrance. I'm such a fan. All 5 of the fragrances in the Parfum Cologne line are awesome. Everybody's going to have a different favorite for a different reason. I think there's high-level versatility across this line. It's a great collection and wardrobe for someone. And if you like Vetiver, especially if you have similar tastes to me, you'll enjoy this. This is absolutely sample-worthy. Some true complexity without being too busy at the same time. It's my favorite Vetiver fragrance. Has been for years. And I only wear it in the spring. It's Roja Parfums Vetiver Parfum Cologne. Speaking of fragrances I only wear in the spring, these last 2, technically the last 3 fragrances in this video, I only wear them in the spring. And then I don't touch them once it's summertime. Artisan Blue from John Varvatos. Wrong name, wrong color. Super, super green. Very much green. You have tarragon. It smells like cut grass. I believe pomelos in here. Chayote. There's all kinds of green facets. Like it's a big blend of green things, basically, is what the note pyramid is for this fragrance. I've been through a 75 ml in the past. I got a little tiny dent in this 4.2. I only wear it in the spring. It's hard to go through the bottle. Doesn't last all that well, I gotta say. 3 or 4 hours at best, then you gotta refresh. About an hour of projection if you're lucky. So performance, definitely not a strong suit. You gotta keep that in mind. But if you don't mind refreshing, if you can take your bottle with you or take a decant with you, it's great to refresh with. I love reliving this opening. It's my favorite affordable fragrance for this spring. So of course I had to feature it here and recommend it to you guys. I recommend it every year in the springtime because I love to wear it in the springtime. And that's John Varvatos, Artisan Blue. Last but not least, I think this is my favorite spring fragrance. I think I saved my favorite for last, even though this wasn't ranked. In some ways, I guess it was, because Aqua Celestia Forte from Maison Francis Kurkdjian is my go-to. This is my favorite spring fragrance in my collection. This is lime, mint leaf, petitgrain, a little bit of woodiness. It's classy without being serious. It's casual without being too laid back and easygoing. High quality, great performance. There's nothing to not like about this in the spring. Beautiful lime juice, fresh squeezed lime juice with mint leaf. It's not that artificial toothpaste, spearmint gum type of minty tone. It literally smells like mint leaves. Petitgrain gives it this fresh green, lightly woody facet. Man, this is good. Still manages to be a little juicy and watery at the top. Francis Kurkdjian did his thing with this. And I have tried the Cologne Forte. I want to get that this summer. It's an even fresher, more enhanced take on this fragrance. I never tried the original, though, Aqua Celestia, because this is in the middle. This is the middle flanker of the two, the middle of the extremes. I need to try the original, but until further notice, this is my #1 fragrance for spring every year. And that's Maison Francis Kurkdjian, Aqua Celestia Forte. Well, that's the 15 I'm recommending to you that you will sporadically see in and out of my weekly rotation over the next 2 or so months. They're going to get in, they're going to get out, but they're going to get worn at some point, because these are all ones I very much enjoy. And some of these I've been wearing. Like I literally wore this week. I'm wearing this today. Anything else? I wore this about 2 weeks ago. I wore this about 3 weeks ago. It's just, I love these fragrances. What can I say? And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. So I do appreciate all the feedback, and I love hearing from you guys. Of these 15, what have you tried? What are you familiar with? Or what are you interested in checking out this spring? I'll try to have links below for everything for anyone that's interested. And until next time, I will say if you get your hands on any of these 15 and you give them a spray now, you might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.